And here we are once again. Let me check on my tech, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, you found yourself either on Evolve Within Love on the YouTube group channel, or you found yourself in Soulful Connections, a group by Lauren Interfermo, and I'm here by her graces. Hey, Claire, how's it going, lady? Are you on the tube that is you or the book that is face? It said it was happening there, but hard to really say. If you are on the book that is face, you have to press the little button. So it's so interesting. Every time I come up live on every other week, every other Sunday evening, something goes down with my tech, and frankly, I'm over it. I'm over it. And I just had a conversation with God, divine source, goddess, divine source, and said, really, really, right? Where it's a co-creative process, right? It's not me putting down demands and source saying, yes, ma'am, we shall provide. No, it's co-creation, co-creative. And so my camera's not working, and let's see if Facebook is working. I'm not even sure that it is. Okay, so Facebook is working. The book that is faith. I'm going to see you pretty soon, or so I believe. Who knows what's going to go down? So we're talking about fire. Let me stand next to you. Ugh, and I'm stuck in all kinds of things. So if you've welcome replay watchers, let me tell you what's going on here. My name is Christine Blossom Marguerite. I work with energy. I'm a channel of energy, and that happens in lots of different ways, but we'll just leave it there for right now. It means that I do energy sessions, that I do guided meditations and meditation courses. I have one coming up actually the end of August. It also means that I do guidance. And pretty soon I'll be doing coaching with body of design techniques. So that's who I am. If you have not met me before, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. And apologies for some of the tech here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's just... all right, source. Okay, this is how the co-creation was meant to go, and so it is. And so it is. We are here. I'm up here live. It's a two-part thinger. I go live and I unpack what I'm talking about when I say awakening the body, DEVA, the consciousness, vibratory quality, awakening that through different channels of the basic building blocks of time-space reality that we know. My brain starts going into all the exceptions as I'm unpacking this. The elements, you can see it right here in the little thing, earth, air, fire, water. We are on fire. Bring me some fire. Bring me some fire. Ooh, there's some more stuff showing. Great. I'm so glad. We don't need to show that. We can hide that. Thanks. I'm still getting used to the things. I just want to see if anybody is catching this on replay, or if there's somebody here that I don't know about, you haven't seen me before. The first couple of minutes, we kind of do this game where I dance with spirit, with divine source, and its different manifestations, and tech. And I say hi to all my friends. So that's how we start. Then I'll start with some teachy, and pretty much that's all we're doing tonight. It's just teachy, because tomorrow night, if you sign up, look in the comments above or below, depending on which platform you're on. If you're on YouTube, it's below. If you're on Facebook, it's above. Tomorrow night, we do the group energy session. There's a lot of things to say about that, but pretty much what we do there is is based on what I'm offering here tonight. If divine source is cool with that, and then we do meditation, and then we do an energy session. I hesitate to call it a healing because that can mean different things to different people. I often call it a wholing because ultimately you do become more whole. There's a wholeness that begins to happen. There's a lot of things. There's an integration. There's a clearing, a cleansing. There's a shielding. There's a protecting. There's a purgation, particularly as we're talking about fire. So let me have that which douses it, a little bit of this, because I'm still coming down here. I had a little shouting match not too long ago before I showed up here. Because I was resisting, I was fighting what is. And so this is what is. And so we love it. All right. Thus far in the series, we have moved into ether. From the spaciousness of ether, the next most dense would be air. From air, we are now moving into fire. Fire does not exist within the time-space reality of this planet. Fire, as we know it, it's not the only kind of fire. That's why I'm saying it like that. It does not exist without air. And is the next most physically manifest element in terms of elements. So that's why we're at fire. I'm still kind of recombobulating. I might have to smudge a little because I have to smudge my juju. You might, can you see this? No, maybe if I bend this down a bit. And if we go over there. Oh, see? I have my little fire thing back here, which you can't see. In terms of earth elementals, what we're talking about are salamanders. So the image would look like this. So I have 3 of them. Anybody that's into 3s. They are a subtle 2-dimensional reality realm, although they extend far beyond that, manifestation of fire in terms of elemental energy consciousness. Most everybody here knows this. So let me say some more hi, Hawaii's. And then in about 5 minutes, we're going to get into the juice. Hi, Jan. Hi, Brandy. Good to see you here. Those are my Facebook peeps. Hello, hello, hello. So, because it's going to be pretty talky tonight, tomorrow night is the group energy session. So you can sign up for that above or below if you're on the tube that is you, above if you're on the book that is face. At least we're showing up on Facebook this time. Last 2 weeks ago for air, that didn't even happen. Nay. So maybe each week we'll be able to include, the tech will get better and better. Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh my goodness. What do I need to say? Do I want to do a few announcements? Let me do a few announcements because it may help me get here a little bit more. Because really, I've been vibing on divine fire most of the day. Welcome to Lionsgate, by the way, the gate of fire. I believe Leo's season has begun. A cardinal, or is that a mutable? Mutable fire. Oh yeah, we just gotta do some smudgelish. I encourage you all. I have been accused of doing a little bit too much smudgy, I say, to each his own. That's what I say. It's so funny. Why am I being so frugal? By the time I get to Earth and the Earth energies, it's about luxury. No more frugality needed there. So we're just going to break open the new pack of sage bundles. I'm creating my own because I've been growing a large leaf sage out back. So if you visit me on Cape Cod, maybe you can make your own from my garden. Or I have to say, my family, my mother's cottage. My mother's cottage garden. It's amazing. Better than we anticipated. Anyway, I do have a regular series happening on my personal YouTube channel, Love Evolve Energy. I haven't switched to aligned light yet, although Source is really pushing me towards that. So I do a regular Wednesday night there that also shows up on my Love Evolve Energy Facebook page, as some of you know really well because you've been working with me on and off a little bit for meditation, a couple of you out in the audience tonight. So I just chat on Wednesday nights about meditation. I've really unpacked quite a bit last Wednesday. That's up now. This coming Wednesday morning, I will be talking in particular about one aspect that I chatted about last week that a lot of people asked me about. A lot of people were interested in. So we're going to unpack that a little bit more. And that is the subject of the skill, honing a skill of equanimity. Near and dear to my heart. Everything I'm doing this week, can I just tell you guys, is so near and dear to my heart. It's just hard not to, when divine source leans close to you, you begin to combust. Hello, thank you, Persian poets, Hafiz, Rumi, who are always talking about that divine fire. Well, maybe I'll unpack that a little bit more, although I have to say, to actually pull out a book, and I have books of my beloved Persian poets. They're all in Fluffy, which is the name of my car in Georgia, which will be delivered to me very soon. And so my Persian poets, I can access them whenever, but there's just something about the tangibility of a book and opening a book and speaking forthwith to them. Let me check the temperature of my machine. That's another thing too that most of you who go live know about, that your machines sometimes overheat. There's just so much going on. Let's toss it into the bonfire, shall we? So in terms of meditation, I do that Wednesday night, and I will for the next couple of weeks. Towards the end of the month on, I believe it's the 28th, which is a Saturday. Let me check that out and make sure I'm giving you the correct date that I'm doing. That is correct. A day-long retreat, online day-long retreat on Zoom. The Zoom room will be open on and off most of the day, so you can come in and out as you like. I made it pretty affordable. It's $25. Payable on my website. I don't think I put a link up there because I'm really trying to focus on this thing right here. But that's another thing that's coming up, and we're going to be talking about the sense gates, your 5 senses. I call them the gates through which you perceive your reality externally and internally. We're going to hone them. We're going to clear them, sharpen them, expand them, and ground them. That's what we're doing. So if you're interested in increasing one of your clairs, each of your clairs is associated with a sense gate. That's what that retreat will be. And then, speaking of retreats, Heartlight, the Lola Heartlight retreat is coming up the end of September, the 23rd through 26th. I believe it's the 23rd through 26th. It's a long weekend in September. I'll be offering there, I'll be teaching some movement meditation based on awakening the body DEVA. So we'll go deep. And in fact, we're going to start moving tonight. When I move into the fire element. Oh, thanks, Brandy. Hey, Sharon. Hey, lady. When we move into the fire element, I need to feel heat. And how I feel heat is I go outside because it's summer and everybody's got a heat wave, including me. So what? And I dance, I move. So a lot of what we'll be doing at the Lola retreat with me, hopefully we'll do a couple of morning yogas just to get you warmed up to the elementals that are your body. And then I hope, we'll see how it goes. I mean, no pressure to Lauren O or Lauren A. I would love to do an ecstatic dance, like an hour, 2 hour ecstatic dance evening, because that's just how you get into the body whose foundations are the elements. So as I speak about the elements, there are 5 that I'm working with here. If you are a Chinese medicine person, the 5 elements that you would be working with are different from the ones that I am working with. Just a note. What I am working with, as you can see, are earth, air, fire, water, ether. So tonight, as I said, we'll be unpacking the glow that is the fire element as manifest in the human form. And to repeat that during the Lola retreat, I'll be doing, I believe it's an afternoon session, about a 4-hour session with a break in between, where, we'll begin with deep peace and deep ether stillness. And then we'll move through the more active elements of air, fire, water, and then ground with earth. So you having your own experience of those things. Of course, me guiding, and there'll be time for chat, group sharing, and journaling and reflecting on all of that. So that's happening at the end of September. Please join us for that. There are links here in Soulful Connections. After this is over, I'll add all the links there. Hello, Facebook user. I don't know who you are because you have to press the little toggle or information there that allows me to see your comments on this platform, because I'm multicasting. So, or if you don't want to, don't. That's fine too. But welcome. Yeah, I spoke a little extra. That's fine. The element of fire. The element of fire. The element of fire. From air, it creates space for fire to arise. Although the sun, our star, our ball of burning gas, works through nuclear combustion, which does not require air, FYI, nor does the flame of the heart, the sacred heart flame, require air. It is unto itself. When I think about the history that human spirituality and the evolution of it has had, and the relationship of fire within spiritual evolution, it makes me go, wow, from the beginning, fire was magical. It was automatically an unknown, a gift from divine, a phenomenon of magic. If you are familiar with the ancient yogis and the Vedas, particularly the Rig Veda, they talk a lot about Agni as the consciousness of fire. So many hymns in the Vedas are dedicated to Agni. In other life existences of mine, I have been a fire worshiper, consumed my life and dedicated to fire as a god and goddess unto itself, surrendering completely to the spiritual fire. So many of us are doing this, have done this. If you believe in past and future, this would have been a past. I, however, believe more in outside of past future time. And so it is concurrent. It is a concurrent lifetime. And I bow to the yogi who is worshiping and surrendering himself to fire repeatedly over so many lifetimes, following the hymns and rituals and the magics of the Rig Veda and the Vedas in general. A little bit later on, we come to the Persian poets, Hafiz and Rumi, where their heart is ablaze to let yourself be consumed in that overwhelming light that is God. They begin to use the word God. We can move through the Christian mystics as well. But perhaps as I'm talking about this, and perhaps I'll read a little bit from some of the notes I've been taking. Something happens to your nervous system, to your endocrine system, which is your hormonal system. When the divine source comes near, it begins to, when angelic fire comes near, it begins to pop and crackle, fizzle and sizzle and burn. It's the only word that we have that is like that. Fire, we call it a burning of the heart, a passion, the passion of Christos, a burning of the heart. This I know, this we all know. There's a quality, a positive quality, as we move into psychology, where fire element resonates with human psychology. And from here, we're talking about Dakas and Dakini archetypes, other archetypes as well. And we move into a kind of wisdom that is penetrating, that has a fierceness and intensity, something that you might associate with a lion. A fierceness, a penetrating wisdom, but also an inner combustion, an inner fire that begins to vibrate out through the cells of the body as a kind of glow, When you see people and you say, oh my God, they are glowing. One of my teachers references the Dalai Lama within Tibetan Buddhism as somebody who really embodies the glow of divine penetrating wisdom and divine fire, a warmth, a penetrating warmth of embrace. That is the personality type. A radiating warmth, which creates a kind of magnetism, a kind of charisma, a kind of drawing towards you. That's inner glow can be like the Dalai Lama, kind of playful, but playful outside of a desire to achieve a goal. It's a kind of goalless attraction where all desires are attracted to you in this divine penetrating emanation archetype of fire. But there's a desireless desire. It's simply warm glow acceptance of all that is. There's this inner self-sufficiency that all desires are already fulfilled within one, because one leans her cheek against the fire of divine source energy. And what do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if you did this? Burning up and radiating, burning enthusiasm, effortless magnetism. That is the freed version of this. Let's say hello. Hey, Melissa. Hi. Oh, hello, Lauren Riley. Nice to meet you, or see you, I should say. Let's take a tiny break here because we're going to move into some other aspects of this fire energy. Are you feeling me? Are you feeling all of this burning heart? Are you feeling it? The positive force of alchemy and transformation. Consumed in overwhelming fire that frees you. We can talk about the phoenix rising from the flame being necessary, the phoenix of fire, finally embracing that penetrating wisdom, clear seeing, discerning. With the penetrating wisdom, one can see the details with clarity of all things. It can get right to the heart of things. No matter how meek, how feeble, confused, surrendering to this element of fire within divinity releases you, consumes you. You become freedom. I might read some of the things that I wrote down in my blog, that I wrote down different places, just to reiterate them here. I had some questions there about if you are dragging your past into the present, to toss that onto the pyre of divine love so that you might be free. That channel, Paul Selig, he channels his guides, and they are forever giving us the phrase, I am free, I am free. I am free. He is another that speaks with such divine fire within him. It is the love source fire as an archetype, as a symbol, is source's tool for change, transmutation, transformation, alchemy, alchemizing. The glow in the heart. I'm reading some notes here because I want to make sure that I get some of this across. I've been having conversations with Divine today. What I was writing before today was that the glow within your heart, your divine spark that needs air to start the fire, but you need that spark, the glow of life itself within the heart. That is divine within you. There is always co-creativity. There's always a co. There's always, when we talk about co-creativity with the spark force inside us that wants our freedom, that wants us to surrender and jump into the fire so that we may find that freedom, that wants us to dance and to move and to feel the heat within the body. What does that mean? In essence, I will say it again and again and again and again. And I ask for the blessings, and I ask for source divine energy to co-create with me now, so that for the highest good of all, we may begin to understand the true nature of this element that is a manifestation of source itself. The ask, the request, the ask is surrender. That's all. Surrender. How much are you willing to surrender from the outside? The small mind that murmurs, keep me safe, keep me safe. What's happening? The small mind has hesitation towards surrender. It may prevent if you listen to it. If you bring source in, it gives the flame of courage to your heart, courage to surrender completely. Let source consume you. This is the co-creation. Your effort with source is that of surrender. Meet me September 23rd through 26th in Georgia, and we'll talk so much about surrender. That's all there is. That's all there is. In us surrendering, we rise. I can tell you we rise like a phoenix. I can tell you this is where the blessings and the freedom is. But until you actually take that step, until you decide to surrender to the fire, to let the body be free, until you choose through free will, my words are nothing. My words are dust. My words are the water that I am dragging you horses to drink from. But I can only drown you in them. I cannot drink for you. Surrender is your task. Surrender is your prayer. Before you is this task. What else is there to say? How do we know we're not in a surrenderful mode? We're controlling things. We are manipulating things. Amen. Hallelujah. We have desires, but we are a hungry ghost because the desires outside of divine source energy, the desires will never be fulfilled. And so you are the hungry ghost, never full. It's not possible. You will always be hungry, asking again and again for the external elements in your life to fill you, for the people to make you feel safe, for the people to help you understand, for food, for smudge sticks. Thank you very much. That's my crutch. To make things better. Hungry. I will go through 2 million sage sticks in my lifetime until I surrender to the smudge stick inside. I'm the smudge stick. It is burned by source energy. I think you get my meaning of the craving of desire, fecundity, connecting to something, and then that's not enough. So you have to go to the next person and then the next person, because they will never fill you. They will never satisfy you. Because your partner is God, is Goddess, is divine source energy. If you ever watched me when I was live in the Lightworkers Lab and people would ask me questions about relationships, how to solve and resolve relationship issues, I would ask them, how's your relationship with yourself? Do you love yourself? Are you have self-care? What's your relationship with Source? Are you co-creating with Source? Are you surrendering with love and joy to Source? That's your first relationship right there. Don't ask me. Don't ask me about your boyfriend, your child, your partner, your parents. That's not where the answer is. The answer is in your co-creative heart with God's heart. Until you do that, you will look for union externally. You will fuck everything in sight. You will eat everything in sight, and you will not be filled. You will be a glutton. Energy vampires. Amen. What We Do in the Shadows. Did anybody watch that show? What's his name? Tim, the energy vampire? Does anybody watch that show? I love it. Energy vampires, seduction, that kind of forced magnetism, that is manipulation, glamour, glamorizing things, sexual pleasure as opposed to divine delight in the sense gates. That's more earth element. I think you get my meaning. So what we're doing tomorrow night is we're working divine source energy. Correct me on this, Source, if I am wrong. I was asking about this earlier because all healing, all energy intuitive readings, all energy sessions, all coaching and guidance sessions are simply me listening and surrendering to divine source energy. And so I asked, why am I doing this elemental work? And the answer is because the divine manifests in many forms. Like a rainbow, pure source light refracts and becomes many colors, becomes many elements. The first division is the Elohim. Tomorrow we will be working with Elohim. We will be working also with angelic fire. We will be working with movement. We will be working, as always, with breath, movement, draconian, of course, phoenix energy, and be aware, speaking of dragons, my mother of dragons, Miss Rachel Scheffler, has some meditations coming out. I believe she's posting them here in Soulful Connections, but she's also posting them in the YouTube group Evolve Within Love. Excuse me, for each element. And she's working with a phoenix type draconian energy. So she'll have, and I requested, and I mentioned this to her, and she said she would be willing to make guided, they're short, guided meditations for each of the elements. So look out for that, please. What rides the draconian energy are the divine feminine archetypes of fierceness. We will be working with karma. Interesting. Karma Dakini. I'm sorry, wrong. Padma Dakini. She is the fierce Dakini of fire, divine feminine. And from there into the human archetypes. And from the human archetypes and your higher self, we will move closer and closer to Gaia's heart, into the elemental realms. And I've already mentioned salamanders. All of this to help us surrender onto the pyre of divine love. As I've been working with this energy this past week, which I always do before I do a group energy session, my heart has been healed. Source is healing my heart through divine flame. That may be true for you tomorrow. We'll find out. Everybody has a different resonance, a different way that they need fire, a different way that they need movement in their body. How does fire move through you? So tomorrow I will see you. There's a link above if you're on Facebook, a link below if you're on the tube that is you. I will see you there. That is all I have. I see no questions right now, and so I think I will end my session here. I believe that I was amply clear. You can see all of the readings. You are so welcome, beloved. Here's the thing, too. If you are unable to attend tomorrow, or there's something about it that doesn't resonate with you, the session will be available on Podia for purchase. You can purchase it. And if you've noticed, I always put the link for the purchased group session, which is a meditation and energy session. I always put that in Soulful Connections underneath that element event. So it won't be in the main feed here. It'll be under that element. And so it is. I wish you blessings. I wish you courage. And I wish you knowing and trusting, falling into divine flame. And so it is. I'll see you all tomorrow. So much love to you. And catch me Wednesday night on my YouTube channel. I'll see you there for meditation. All right. Much love to you all. I'm going to move out with a little bit of music. I had done that the other day and I just loved it. I just loved it. I'm going to do it with this. All right. I love you guys. Catch you on the flip.